Hello and welcome back to Stars in the Dark. This is season 4, episode 6, episode 37 in total. I think this session will be focusing on downtime. I don't think we'll get into another job, partly because we have some developments that I think we want to deal with, partly because we've done a couple of jobs in fairly quick succession. And partly because I think I think it would be good to just give the new crew members a bit of time to settle in and bounce off each other a bit. Yeah. So wishes from last session that I noted was to have some scenes with the crew and rivals and friends. So that's what we're doing today. Maybe see some more of what's going on with Tycho and the Force. That may come up today, we'll see. And have some more Bait Val conflict. And that's not really up to me, but I'll do what I can to stoke that fire. So, we'll see. I want to jump straight in with a scene that I think could lay some groundwork for other things going on, and that's Fritzy rushing off to talk to your patron about what you've been doing.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot to put her up on the NPCs thing. She's in the yeah. Are you there? You are. Evil Niromal, your handler, I guess, in House Niromal. Yeah. So I assume you do you just speed off to the park and ask to see her, or do you prep this in some other way?
Yeah, I'm not sure I need to do any prep for this. Yeah, I think I will make my way leisurely to the park.
Cool. Yeah, you've been there before.
Yeah.
You have access. You can get inside. They ask you to leave your weapons as usual.
Yeah.
You get to the place where you met with her before. It's one of these mansions that are sort of scattered around the park. This is a massive, huge area, but most of it is like parks and that sort of thing. But there are these mansions, and you know where you're going, so you get there. You know you're supposed to go in like the back door. Do you do that, or do you just walk up the front?
Yeah, I think I go in the usual way, the back door.
Yeah, cool. So you're let inside, and one of the servants like asks who you're there to see, and then they go off to fetch her. They show you to a room. And they leave the door open, which is kind of what they usually do. And you see just before Evil shows up, you see Zorik Moz is also coming there. He's the guy from your crew who you know is kind of the informant for House Niromal.
Yeah.
He comes in and he doesn't see you. He doesn't like look down that corridor, and the servant leads him off somewhere. Then a couple of minutes later, Kivo shows up, and this is like it's not like it's like a almost like an office, or like what would you call it, like a home office sort of thing. There's
Right.
I mean, if this had been an actual British manor house, it would have been a study with like bookcases and that sort of thing. But it's so it's kind of homey and that sort of. And there is a desk with a screen and that. So Kivo comes in. And she sits down and yes, Tritzy, you wanted to see me. You have something to report?
Yes, we have some interesting developments over by the territory we've got. I give her a start off with like the overall general report of like, we've stabilized the territory in our little area. We've caused some trouble with the gangs, like having them fight each other, so it doesn't come back on us. We've moved on the gladiators' abandoned territory, so expanded our holdings there, and just kind of like that's the meat of the meeting, I think. And then oh yeah, and since you've sent me to keep an eye on the new gang, I thought you should know that we have made some inroads with is it Gilash?
Yeah.
Yeah. We've made some inroads with House Gilash as well, putting them in an interesting position, I think. We did a job for one of them to put them in contact with the new rebel leadership, which puts them in a precarious position with the Imperials, and maybe good or bad for us, depending how that goes.
Yes. Should I? Did the meeting go well?
Yes, very well. The Gilash and the rebels are fast friends.
Right. So she pushes a button on her like intercom or something, and Moz comes in, and he looks a bit like he feels that this is a bit awkward, but yeah, he just stands. He sits down next to you. It's like these very big, comfortable chairs in front of the desk where Kivo is sitting. Yes, Mr. Moz here. He told me some of what you've been up to.
Yeah, he expressed some of his ambitions to me.
Yes, I'm sure he did. Look, you have done me, you and the crew, you've done me a huge favor in allowing my daughter to continue to live here, producing the things that she needs. But I think you have misunderstood what your purpose is. And she pulls out a blaster and puts it down on the desk. See, the hidden daggers, the crew that you're working with.
Yes.
This blaster. And she holds up her hand. This is you. And she grabs the blaster. It's the job of the hand to fire the blaster.
Exactly.
It's not the job of the hand to decide where to point the blaster. And she shoots Moz right in the face. He just... His job was to tell me what you were up to before you did it. And he didn't do his job, so he's no use of me, and no use to me anymore. And if you continue to go outside your limitations, which are to manage our territory and set up alliances between our enemies and our potential allies, then I will have no use for you either. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think Trixie is quiet for a little while. And like any sass she had is gone. I understand. So what should we do next?
She holsters the blaster, and if you can, you need to break up this alliance between House Gilash and the rebels, because this is not in our interest. We do not want to strengthen House Gilash, and this is strengthening them, because we all know the rebels are going to take over sooner or later. The Empire is done.
You don't think the Imperials will take some action against them?
Doesn't matter. They have allies now. They have friends. The Empire will do what they're going to do, but we can't risk House Gilash being in a dominant position once the Empire is done. You have to stop this if you can. If you can't, just let us know and we will handle it some other way.
We absolutely can. The daggers are more than competent. They can handle. They can punch above their weight, for sure. They can take care of any threat that is necessary. Absolutely.
Good.
Are
just
you?
Remember
we're not worried about Gilash at all, are we?
That's not your problem. We will let you know if you need to worry about it.
All right. Good to know.
Good. And she gets up and leaves.
All right. Yeah, I think she sits there for a little while. Yeah, and then like after like getting her shit together a little bit, kind of like a little look of not resignation, but I think a little bit of determination and a little bit of the sass leaks back in and kind of like straightens herself together and heads back out.
Cool. Yeah, I'm going to drop your status with House Niromal from a +1 to a -1 because they did not like you doing this. On the other hand, you currently have a +1 with the Imperial bureaucracy on 1314 because House Gilash likes you and they have a lot of influence in the bureaucracy. So
nice.
Not all bad. Yeah, so that's that thing. I think, yeah. Next scene I want to do is Bade. Where do you think you're hanging out? Like we're talking this is maybe a couple of days after you did this job with the last job.
I think Bade is it the Bantha? Bade's in the Bantha, hanging out with the rest of the crew, talking things up, and all around kind of look like she's in charge while she's not.
Yeah. So I think this is like some of the people leave because they have something to do. And the ones who are still sitting at that table, at least, that's you, Esnada, and Helfor. And Esnada, you know who she is. Kelfor, he's a former colleague of Esnada. He brought in some people, including Court Black, who kind of got in trouble when you were doing the weapons job. And Esnada, she leans forward and she's kind of speaking in a low voice, clearly not wanting everyone to hear. So, Bade, about this whole leadership situation, like Boko's coming back soon, and Jor here, and Bally's here. What's going on?
Well, what's going on is that we're the same crew that we always were. So whenever Boko comes back, you know, he'll be in charge, and we go by seniority. And with Val's a question we're not sure about yet. He likes to think he's in charge, and I think we can make sure that he thinks that for a while until he's proven himself that, he'll be good for the rest of us. We're a family, right? Right, Esnada?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
And she kind of like bumps fist with you, yeah, we're in. And Kelfor is there as well. He's clearly on her side in this. He's kind of there backing her up. Yeah, well, Boko's been away for a while now, and we think you've been doing a good job of running things in his absence. Like, seniority is great, but there's been a lot of changes lately, and not sure if Boko's the right guy anymore.
Well, we'll have to see whenever Boko comes back, but I'm telling you, if I got arrested and went to prison, I'd want to know my family would welcome me back. It's good to hear that you've got me. You've got my back. We'll keep an eye on Boko whenever he comes back and see where things go.
We're not saying Boko shouldn't come back to the crew. Absolutely, he should. But like having an ex-cop in charge, not sure about that.
Well, Boko has proven himself, but I'll keep my hands in things. I'll make sure Boko stays on the up and up with us.
Good. That's good to hear.
Yeah, I'll help take care of you.
I mean, and Kelfor leans forward here, like claps you on the shoulder, and yeah, I mean, you're still just a kid, but you're a kid with a head that's screwed on right. So we trust you. That's what I'm sure about the others.
And I think I reach up and I grab a hold of, you tap me on the shoulder, and I think I
Mhm.
grab a hold of his hand and I bend it back to put him in pain. And I'm like, yeah, you should trust me, but I'm not a kid. I might look like it, but looks are deceiving. And it's a good lesson for you to learn.
Oh, nice. I kind of want to see a roll there.
Yeah. Like a sway?
Could be sway, could be command.
Consort.
Could potentially be consort. Depends on kind of what you're after here, I think. Like, do you want them to be friends with you? Do you want them to fear you and obey you? Or do you want them to like feel like you're doing the right thing? It's like, what are you going?
Yeah, I'm trying to reinforce we should be doing we're all a family here, and you should show me the respect from another member of the family, your little sister kind of thing. I think that might be consort, we're friends and we're going to deal with it that way. So
yeah, sounds right.
We
need to open the roll.
Yeah, and I think I'm just going to roll that flat and let's see what it comes out to be.
Cool.
I got a 6.
Nice. So yeah, they like Kelfor first. He winces when you bends his hand back, and then he kind of not laughs it off, but he yeah. Point taken, point taken. And I think you just continue like drinking and talking about other things.
That's right. And it's one of those things. It's like we're all family here. It's fine. And unspoken is, if it had been anyone else, I would have taken off the hand. I would have broken that finger, and it would have escalated. But in this case, we're friends and we're just messing around.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. Yeah, so Tycho, I think this could be like connected to, I think it's connected to the previous scene. It's like with the camera pans over to another part of the bar, away from this conversation. Nobody else has heard what was going on there.
Right.
But what do you think you're doing at the band at this time?
I think the Sabette has come over because she had heard that we own the bar, which of course means free drinks.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just chatting, and she's probably pushing to see, can I have this? Can I have this? And Tycho's playing it cool and laughing, and sure, you can have that. That's fine.
Yeah. You're playing along, like being the gracious host.
Of course, very gracious host.
Yeah. That's when Ornus walks in, or is that how you want to pronounce that? It's your rival.
Yeah, Ornus sounds good.
Ornus, yeah. You just spot her walking in, and she looks around, and she spots you. And she starts walking over, and she's got this kind of distasteful look on her face. Tycho, see you have some new little friend here.
This is Sabette. You've met her a dozen times at least.
Oh, have I? I can't keep track of all your little flings.
She's not a fling. She's a friend. What's up?
Oh, well.
Do you need something?
Yeah, can we talk in private?
Sabette, can you give us a minute, please?
How do you think Sabette reacts to this?
I would imagine Sabette is not happy about Ornus and the fact that Tycho still deals with her because the breakup was not great. So I think Sabette, even though she is a hedonist, they're friends, right? So it's one of those like, hey, I don't like you.
Sabette gets up, and she and Ornus, they have that sort of quick staring contest kind of thing. They look each other in the eyes and kind of up and down and like judging and weighing each other. And Sabette, probably just to mess with Ornus, she leans down and kind of kisses you on the cheek. Yeah, see you later. And she gives Ornus a look, and that kind of just barely bumps her shoulder a little bit when she walks away.
A smile. It's amusing. Sabette is my buddy, so have a seat. Do you want something to drink? I can call somebody over.
I won't be long. Just, but sure. You know what I want.
Yeah, I get her a Netrigal. It's a little hard you know, she has an image of being a badass to keep up, I guess.
Yeah. So I have a friend who's in trouble, and I figure it's the kind of trouble that you're good at dealing with.
All right. What kind of trouble is that?
She's got a business, just a small thing over in on Temple Avenue. Temple Avenue is this big touristy place. It's a long street that goes between the Glitz and the park. There are a lot of temples there, but it's mainly a touristy tourist trap kind of place.
Okay.
There's some people who have been hassling her. She doesn't know. She's not sure of who they are, or she didn't want to tell me. I figure you could find out who they are, scare them off. You're good at that, right?
Who's she to you? You don't normally stick your neck out for other people.
She's a friend, and she kind of looks over at where Sabeth is sitting. Like, she's a friend to me, like she is a friend to you, or that sort of thing, or she's just trying to mess with you, maybe. But
So you want me to find out who's messing with her and stop them from continuing to mess with her?
yeah, you don't need to kill them or anything. But yeah, make sure she can run her business in peace.
I might have the ability to get that done. What's the offer for that favor?
You don't think you owe me enough for this? Just a small thing.
Well, if it's a small thing, then I guess just a small payment's in order.
Always the mercenary. Sure, I can pay you a couple of creds, and that's a couple of creds in the game.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Thank you for clarifying. All right. Who's this friend? What's their name?
She's Cat Cutter. Two-time. She runs they call it a donut shop. It's some local thing. I don't know. She's a Zeltron. You'll probably get along great with her.
Oh, a Zeltron. Nice. No wonder you want to keep her safe.
I
Should
said
have
she's a
led
friend.
with that. You could have made out cheaper. You know how I am. Just it's such a mess around any.
You stay away from her. Don't mess around with her. Okay, she's my friend.
Uh-huh.
You don't drag her into this, whatever you call this that you're doing here.
So it's whatever I call it, unless it's useful for you. I see.
Yeah. Isn't that how it's always been?
Yeah, it is. Oh, it's always been. I'll let you know when it's done. You can go.
Gladly. And she takes a sip of the drink, and sets it down kind of demonstrably, like grimacing a little bit, like, you need a better bartender. And then she just walks out.
I need better clientele. Cool. Yay, donut
Cool.
job.
Yeah. So Val, I think you're on board the ship. And I keep forgetting what we've named the ship.
Something moon.
Shadowless.
Yeah.
Yeah. Missing moon, or what was it? Moonless.
Moonless. Or was it shadowless?
I think we went for moonless. I think
Moonless. I'm going
yeah.
to write that as the lair now, just to remember. Moonless. Yeah. And you're not in the Warren. And this is from, yeah, those districts are from 1313. So that's wrong anyway. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. What do you think? You're on board the ship. What do you think you're doing? Are you like just doing the rounds? Are you hanging out in your room? What are you doing?
I am working on things that Bade have told me could show improvement. So I promised Bade I would take
Wow.
her stuff into consideration. So she wanted what's something you wanted, Bade, like better showers or something like that. I don't know. I'm just throwing something out there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, that's
I
good.
mean, yep, just keep it a little bit cleaned up, that kind of thing.
Okay. All right. So I've purchased I guess a Roomba, like a mouse droid that does a little bit more. And it'll squawk at you if you like spill something or leave something in a place. Like it's always there looking at you when you've it wasn't there before, but now that you've spilled something, it's right there. It's squawking at you. And so I'm fine tuning that, like uploading maps into it so that it knows where everything is. And my next step will be to go and take a look at these. I guess it's a very Ted Lasso thing, but yeah, I'm looking into the showers.
Yeah. So I think when you go to start working on the showers, Carl Durpo, the Ugnaught who's on the crew, I think he's on the NPCs tab. I think you're the one who added him, but I'm not sure. But he's with your crew from like way back. He's worked on the ship the whole time.
Okay.
He's an Ugnaught. And he's kind of a mechanic, janitor, that sort of thing.
Gotcha.
And he shows up there and starts like part helping you and part taking over the job because he thinks he can do it better.
I'm not a plumber, so
yeah. This goes here and this goes here.
Well, I guess showers in Star Wars are sonic, so maybe I'm not an acoustician or something like that.
Yeah, I guess.
Maybe that's it. Maybe that's it. I'm installing an actual water shower.
Ooh, yeah. A luxury sort of thing.
A luxury thing, yeah.
Yeah. You shouldn't be doing this. This isn't your job. You're running the whole crew.
Am I? They don't want to listen to me.
You should be. Should be listened to. You're the captain.
Yeah. Should be listened to.
You're letting these young kids just walk all over you. Not good.
there has to be a better way than the way it used to be. And I'm referring to some past where I was much more iron-fisted, much more vicious. Since I have vicious as my my trauma, and I'm like, once I open that again, I don't want that. I don't. I can't be like her. Not with this crew. Not after what happened to her. Even keel. That's the way it has to be.
You don't have to be that kind of captain to have to be captain.
So he stands up and puts down whatever spanner he had. Since he's in the bathroom, he starts washing the grease off his hands. You're right. I'll figure it out. And I like tell him what they've asked for, like what degrees Celsius they want the water and BS like that. And what he's doing is he's going to go up to the, I don't know, whatever planning room we have. And he wants to just take a look at all of the jobs that we have available to us and see if there's something where if he were to take a little bit more control and be a little bit less of a pushover, could possibly engender a better relationship with the crew. I don't know if it exists, but that's his intention. So he starts walking away from the showers at that point.
Cool. I think that's the end of that scene. Unless you,
Cool. Yeah, good for that.
Cool. I think so. Is this because last session you were talking about provoking Kernok in order to have like a common enemy sort of thing? Is this like an alternative to that? Or, and I figure the way I remember, you had some sort of history with Kernok, that you'd been trained by the same Black Sun thing or something, or did I get that mixed up?
No, you're right. So let me rewind my statement and say that I'm going to go figure out how to pull on those strings to make that happen. It has slipped my mind for a moment, but that's exact. I mean, I came to the same conclusion 2 games in a row, so obviously that's what I want to do. So yeah, I'm gonna go work on that.
Cool. I think we'll take our break a little bit early. Now that everyone, yeah. So Boko, I figure you can get back to 13-14. That's not a problem at this point. Have you told the others like exactly when you're getting out? Is someone there to meet you, or do you just show up at the bantha?
Yeah, I think I just show up at the bantha. And I think immediately, like upon getting there, kind of just like scope the place out and look for Bade.
Yeah. Who do you think you spot there first? Who from the crew is there when you like who first sees you when you?
Probably Tycho.
Yeah, cool. So Tycho, I figure you're down in the bar, and this is probably like right, like close to lunchtime. Boko, you're probably like let out in the morning. Takes you a few hours to get up to 13, 14. So it's not quite lunchtime, but it's getting there. So it's a quiet time in the bar. So Tycho, yeah, you spot Boko. He's just he's here now.
Oh, mechanically, am I still damaged and stressed, or do I need to
Yeah.
take care of that mechanically? Yeah. Okay. Awesome.
Yeah, you need to recover to get rid of that.
Sweet. Cool. Yeah. So
Wow.
Boko, when he comes in, is like not looking great, but just been in prison.
Hey,
If you want to, you could do your recover action before, and we could.
Yeah.
But that's up to you.
Yeah, I think looking rough is perfect.
Cool.
nice. Hey, you're that blue guy. Tycho says with a little bit of a smirk. Used to be on the crew.
Yeah, and if you are again,
Oh,
where's Bade?
Baron.
Yeah, I need my stuff.
I was just kidding. Hey, I thought Babe was going out to meet you. Maybe you got out early. I'll find her. Here, take a seat. You want something to
Okay.
drink?
Yeah, I could use something to drink.
Okay, here. This is my booth. It's yours now. Take a seat. And then gesture to somebody to come over, and then I'll go grab my comm unit. Babe, hey Babe, Boko's here already. You mentioned that, right? I think I remember you mentioning that.
Yeah, but he's not supposed to be out for a while. I wonder, is it hot?
Good behavior,
I mean,
obviously. He's in a great mood.
well,
Seriously, he's really upset.
could have broken out, so we probably need to, make sure that there's no cops, no security on his way. Let me, I'll be right there.
Okay.
So whenever I come in, Boko,
I need
you're
my
out
stuff.
early.
Hey, good to see you. I'm going to go kill Vruvo. I just need my rifle, and I'll be gone for a while, I guess. I'll be back. I don't know.
You're gonna go help who?
I'm gonna go kill Vruvo.
Oh. Okay. So I think I go back, and I think Etma's like old quarters. It was like a
Mhm.
sleeping area.
Yeah.
Has kind of been turned into like a storage area. And we'll pull out all the cleaning supplies and all that kind of stuff. But behind there's like a hidden compartment that we pull out all of Boko's stuff. And I pull it out.
Nice.
So go ahead, Tycho.
Oh yeah. As soon as Bade gets moving, I'm calling Val. I don't know if he's on ship or if he's around, but just FYI, Boko got out early. He's on the warpath.
He'll be there soon. And I don't know, like the hollow showing the assassin, I turned that off. Had I guess I have an office here, so I'm gonna just go ahead and say that I'm here for now. I guess I run into Bade first, right? I would see Bade like opening up a thing or something like that.
Yeah, I'm rummaging through, one of the storage areas.
What you looking for?
Boko's back. Did you hear that?
Yeah, I was just gonna go say hi. You want to come with?
Yeah. Well, I'm getting stuff for him, and I don't think he's going to be here that long. It sounded like he already had plans. So, yeah, let me finish up here. Actually, do you want to help? And I'm going to hand you some stuff. And this looks like all sorts of contraband, right?
Sure.
Not the normal cleaning supplies that are in here, but all sorts of just like miscellaneous crap.
Right.
And finally I get Boko's stuff out, and I think I open it up, I check it. I think I actually probably pull something out of my pocket and put it back in place and put it back down. And then start shoving. I grab the stuff from your hand and shoving it back into place, close a little compartment, and then put cleaning supplies in front of it.
Are you trying to hide something? Are you actually trying to hide it from me? Or do you want me to see what you're doing?
Oh no, I don't. The fact that I put something into the thing. No, I think it's obvious from my demeanor. I'm distracted and didn't even think about you being there, which is
I see.
saying something. And this is something that is probably Boko's that I'm replacing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I put my hand on your shoulder, and I'm like, does he really need all those armaments right now? Aren't we gonna go drink and welcome him back?
I didn't ask. He seemed pretty serious, so this might not be okay. We don't have a whole lot of time to talk. I want to get this back to him because it seemed like time was of the essence, but I'm not sure he got out legitimately. So if he's being trailed, this very well could be his freedom. How he's going to stay out here.
He went to jail for us. Are you saying that you think that he's now bringing all that back on us purposefully?
Oh no. He's got a good reason. I just know he's in a rush. I'm not trying to, and we didn't see any, security or Imperials or anything like that. So maybe everything's fine. I'm just saying he's in a rush, and it looks like he's got a score to settle. And I don't know what the situation is, but we owe him. So
as the leader of our group, because I'm imagining he's still here weak, your best decision is to give him all of these armaments.
yes.
All right, let's go see him. Big
Yep.
smile.
Yep.
And I walk out in front of Bade. I'm like, Boko, welcome back.
It's probably only been a few minutes, but I think there's a couple of empty glasses in front of him already. Yeah, says, and I think when he sees Val, he actually stands up and like takes a beat and then puts his arms out and like goes in for an embrace.
Sure.
It's like a welcome back.
Welcome back.
Yeah, it's like Val, how's the crew?
We're great. We're so glad to see you.
Anyone giving you trouble?
No, not recently.
Good.
How about
Good.
how? Oh, ooh, you're looking a little. Do you mean to go get my med kit? We can.
No, they took care. I like lift up my shirt or like unbutton there. Like they took care of me. It wasn't safe for me in there, and apparently, I don't know. They're a bit lenient when someone's trying to kill you in there, when you're not.
Val, yeah, sorry.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, Val, you can see that they just like stapled him back together and done a really slapdash job. This is not careful or anything.
Imperials don't want trouble in the block, so I was up for getting out soon anyway. They let me go. I don't know, a week or too early. Doesn't matter to them. They just didn't want any more bodies to carry away.
Well, I can't let you go anywhere until I've taken care of this hoodoo job on your wounds here. But get some drinks. We'll head back to the ship, and I'll take care of that.
Look, I think you all might be in danger, and I don't know. It seems to be on me right now. So I figure getting and like he's clearly like had a couple of quick drinks and is a little bit foggy. Like Vruvo, you don't know Vruvo. Vruvo is I don't know. He's got his horns all in a tizzy about me, us. I don't know. He's coming hard, and I figure the best way to do is come hard back at him while I'm out here before he puts someone else in the cube, in the ground, whatever. If you want to help, great. If not, and like I think he gets up and kind of like winces when he gets up. It's like he's like about to say like get out of my way, but I think when he winces it changes to like I'll appreciate anything you can do for me.
So I imagine Bade has showed up at this point. And I really don't like the idea of us running operations on our own without telling the rest of us everything that's going on. Bade, what do you think? Should we
Trust Boko. Do you not trust Boko?
Do you not trust me?
I don't know what's going on. How can I?
Vruvo tried to kill me in prison.
Okay.
And
Is
he didn't
Vruvo
touch Bria, so I imagine he's got some beef with me and not the rest of everyone else.
Is he still in prison?
No, I had to wrestle his Randoshan in there. He's out somewhere pulling the strings.
I see.
I guess he's got people around him now. Best for me just to set up somewhere and put one in his head from a distance. I don't know where he is, but finding people is what I do.
And is Trixie there as well, Mark?
Yeah, probably.
I turn to Trixie. Does this Vruvo have any interests that align or disalign with our patron?
And asking Tootsie?
Yeah.
I don't think she's ever heard of him. Because he's
Yeah,
so
he's
he's pretty small time, right? Yeah.
Right. Well, I'm still giving you that opportunity to be like, thinking back to being told like, don't go and do things that'll fuck with the family, right?
Oh yeah, I think at this point she is shaken, and just like, I don't want any extra trouble with some low life.
Okay. You want to go off winded and find some flea bag apartment to sit in until you can snipe. They trust you. I trust you. Go do your thing.
So, Val, before he leaves, you said that you didn't like the job that they did. Can you help him?
I could if he would give me more information.
What information has he not given you?
I got stabbed here, 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 and he fucking bit me.
Right, but that's not Vruvo. What kind
No,
of
that's-
defenses does Vruvo have? What are his movements? Where is he right now? Where will he be next week?
I don't know. He's not in the cube. Other than that, I'll find him.
We have to figure it out, right?
Right, but he's not letting us do that. He's going on his own.
I think this is when
I think
Rita-
Tycho,
yeah, sorry.
Rich, you had something you wanted to.
Oh
jump
no,
in?
it's Taco would briefly say, well, Cap Boca did say any help, so we can help. But yeah, unless you're
Boko.
you're
So
cutting in.
Boko, you're yeah, okay. Going
Yeah,
on.
this is when Jita spots Boko, and Jita is she's a member of the gang. She was with Boko in the weird force cult thing. He
Yeah.
pulled her over from there. So she's one of the, like, her and the IG droid are like the oldest gang members who are still alive. And she, oh, Boko! And she like rushes up to you and hugs you and pulls back when she notices that you winces. And she's, oh, great, the boss is back. And she like drinks for everyone. And she's real happy to see you, apparently.
Yeah. Good to see you. How they've been treating you?
Oh, it's been great. It's been great. Oh, I see. You could use some mods, I think, because you know she's heavily modded.
Yeah.
She's got all these implants and things. I know a guy. We can fix you right up. This is not a problem. Like it'll be better than you.
And I kind of like look at Val and look at Bage. Give Tycho a nod. Okay, y'all. I like sits down again, takes a breath. Sorry.
Yeah, you'll be back to
Oh.
running things in no time.
Look, Val and I had a talk before I left. Val's the one in charge. I don't need the hassle.
It's not a matter of being in charge, Bugger. It's a matter of watching you go commit suicide and thinking that that's the best idea when you've got all of us here very willing to help you.
So Boko did say he could use some help if we'll back him up. So how about this? And here's the deal. First, Boko, how about we get you all fixed up? Second, I think Fruvo only knows a few of us that are left.
Yeah, you, me, Edma. Yeah, just you and me, and
so I can be bait. And since they don't know Tycho and Val, they can be backup. Right? So whenever Rivo makes this move on me, I've got to trust that you've got my back. And that way we can flush him out. So first order, let's get you fixed up.
all right. I guess he's not going anywhere.
And we can do this on the down low. Like they don't know Val or Tycho. Fruvo doesn't know them. And it can be real evident I'm still here. They can take you off to the ship and see if they can get you patched up a little bit better.
And he hasn't moved on you at all?
If he has, it wasn't enough to notice.
Wonder what I did to get up the shorts.
Just to get some context there, Bruvo is down on 1313.
Yeah.
He probably doesn't have the same access to moving between the levels that you do.
Yeah.
So
You're probably easier to find. We'll take care of it. Don't worry.
Val, is that cool?
Welcome back, Bugger. Let's take care of your problems because they're our problems as well.
All right. It's good to be back.
Thank you.
Tell me about this place. I think can close on. Close on him, relaxing while everyone kind of tells him what the deal is with the Bantha.
And I have an ability, if you consent to having me look at your injuries, you get some choices to make. So
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah, I
Not that
think
bad.
this would be a good time to get into some downtime activities if anyone has something they want to do. Boko presumably wants to recover.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's probably some people who want to indulge a vice. As a reminder, those who have a trauma, if you don't indulge a vice, you will take one stress.
One stress per trauma or just one stress?
One stress total, I think.
stress per advice would be pretty. Ugh.
That would be damning.
No, it's equal to your trauma. Oh,
Yeah, that's what I thought.
bad. Yeah.
John
Yeah.
Harper.
You're such a meanie, John Harper.
He's a mean one, Mr. Grinch.
Yeah, but there's no one here who has more than one. Oh, Boko has 2, right? Yeah.
Adam had 3, so yeah, it was definitely
Yeah.
gotta indulge in that vice. It is no longer a choice. It is a gotta
Mm.
happen. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, one mechanical thing here. I'm not sure what everyone thinks is most fair with handling now that Boko and Tritzi are both here. I'm fine with letting both of them have downtime activities and that sort of thing, but I'm not sure what everyone thinks is fair. It feels weird to give both of them XP, but I don't know.
Well, the thing I wanted to ask was, Mark, what was your intention with Boko? Was your intention to get him off screen again so you could play Tritzi, or was your intention for us to have a job to go after Vruvo?
I think the intention was just that I was just leaning on his reckless and paranoid, just being like,
Ah.
Rua hit me, I'm gonna lose my shit about it and see what
Okay.
happens.
I just wanted to see what your intention was because I thought you might be picking one character over another. So okay.
Yeah. No intention, just hitting the drama.
Hidden Trump.
Cool. So do you want to do that recovery action?
Yeah, yes, I do.
And in that case, I
How's that?
think, Val, do you have the medic ability? No, but you do have the special care.
Yeah, I've got two abilities, one for in combat and one for out of combat.
Yeah. And that's pick the healing clock once at the end of downtime. Right. Cool.
Yeah.
So let's do the recovery roll, but I think you're still the one taking care of him, probably.
I think fictionally that's what's going on.
Yeah.
Didn't we have, wasn't there a crew member on your ship, Val, that had that was a medic?
Or
Or am I dreaming that?
Or is that another
Was
Star
it-
Wars game?
No, the droid I thought was a chopper.
Yeah, the droid is a chop droid. I don't remember having a medic
Okay.
on the crew, but that doesn't mean it's not.
My memory was that the medic stuff was Val giving us better recovery. I don't think we had an NPC medic. We, in fact, remember Tycho. Anyway, one of my characters had to go to a different medic to
Yeah.
get medic dump.
Right.
Yeah, you do have a good relationship with Emermada, the one who treated Tiri.
Right.
So I think she's the one you've been going to recently to get treated.
Cool. Yeah.
But I think like
you need to get
introduced.
I don't know if Boko knew them.
Yeah, you've met her. Boko
Met her. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
I'm pretty sure he's met her when you and Etma were there visiting Tiri.
Right.
I think you met her then. I have to look at recover. Yeah, you need the aid of a medic or healer, and you have to have the medic ability. A PC has to have the medic ability because it's the healer who makes the roll.
I'll pick that up next, then. That sounds like a good thing to get.
Cool. She's a quality 3, so you're rolling 3 dice.
Okay. And I can't push that or anything, right?
You can take creds after you've made the roll.
Right.
And you can take +1 die if a friend or contact helps you. I think Val assisting should count for that.
Okay.
I want to get Val in on doing this. I don't want to shut Val out of the healing bit, but mechanically it's.
And my special ability is specifically not a downtime action. It's just a thing that exists.
Yeah,
if it gets triggered in the fiction, then it happens. So you don't have to take an extra action to make that happen.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Cool. So that's 4 dice.
So you're rolling 4 dice.
Alrighty. That is a crit.
That is a crit. That
5
means
ticks.
5 ticks. So you go through the clock once, which means your level 1 is cleared and your level 2 becomes a level 1.
Cool.
And then you get one more tick.
Cool.
And
And I am
at the end of downtime, you can either recover a stress or tick that clock up again. Those are your choices.
I'm tough as nails as well, so level 1 harm doesn't have any effect on me. I'll heal that at my leisure.
Nice. So yeah, cool.
So I'm going to assume that while I'm doing my thing before we get you off to, before I take you to the medic, that you tell me everything you know about Vruvo and
Yeah.
you know, what's going on.
Yeah, tell the whole story about the transport.
Right.
And Tycho,
Just-
where are you during this?
I think
Sorry.
Steven had asked where Tycho was during this. I
Oh,
think if Val's got Boko in hand, Boko's being cool about it. Tycho's probably worried about group stuff. I imagine he's organizing the crew to go burn off some heat. Because Rich was noticing that our heat's starting to grow, and I don't want a wanted level.
I just
So I think
wanted to.
that's-
I wanted to make sure that you got tied in with the same information that Val gets.
Oh yeah, that's really fair. Maybe then I instead am around and get to have it so that my character has the information I have. That's a really
Well,
good
actually,
point.
I'm
Thank you.
completely fine. After you get done with whatever you wanted to do, Val can just fill you in, or if you wanted to, I can fill you. Bade can fill you in at some point. We'll
Ooh.
fill you in.
How about Bade fills Tycho in while Tycho and Bade are organizing the crew to go deal with heat?
Perfect.
Nice.
cool. So Bade fills Tycho in. So you want to send out the crew to deal with heat. How do you want them to do that? Because the heat you have right now, that's on 13, 14, and that's from your last job, I think, most of it. Yeah,
And we knock off heat automatically from the just passing through, right?
that's true. We haven't done
Yeah.
that. So let's reduce it by 1.
And I would suggest that. So, Tycho, do you have an idea about reducing heat?
Not really, just the inclination to do it.
Has Tritzy already told us about House Niromal not being happy with us?
No, I think Tritzy wanted to have a talk with Bade specifically about that in private.
Okay. So we'll wait for that.
A question
what
for
else?
Anish, I guess.
Mhm.
Was now newly faceless guy, was he the only other Niromal person with me in the crew, or did I have like a little cadre of folks coming in?
I think you had a couple of other, you have a couple of other people. We haven't named them or anything,
Yeah.
but he was the one you knew was like, I think you had a couple of guys that you had with you from previously, and
Okay.
he was the one they pawned off on you from House Niromal. So you knew he was like a loyalist from that.
Cool. So they're my folks I brought to Niromal, not Niromal folks I brought to the knives.
Sorry, I didn't catch that.
They were my folks that I brought to Niromal, not Niramal's folks I brought to the crew.
I think so. That's how
cool.
I understood it.
Awesome.
And if you want
So then
to name them or anything, there's plenty of room in the gap.
So as far as how would we get the crew to reduce heat, I would suggest that be since we know that we just set up with House Galash in order to get them in deep with the rebels, we can basically have the crew basically get out there and say, yeah, the Imperials are losing control. I mean, obviously even the royal houses are, they know which way the wind's blowing. And, what that means is it's drawing our reputation up so that it looks like we're not involved in all of that.
Yeah, it's stirring up a lot of noise so that whatever you did gets kind of lost in everything. Is that? Did I?
Yeah,
do I
the
understand
focus.
that correctly?
Yeah, the focus is on the rebels and House Galash and the Imperials, not on little people like us.
Yeah, cool. So your cohort, whoever, I think this is the gang, presumably, like they're out spreading the word. So they roll your tier. So Rich, you want to roll that?
3 dice, eh?
You can get an extra die if you have a friend or contact who's helping you.
Sure. I'll have Ornis. She owes me, so Ornis has to help us on spreading the word. So I'll get an extra die there. That's 4 dice then.
Yeah.
Woof. 2 1s, but that last die, which I'm counting as Ornis's help, was a 6.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's 3 ticks of heat off. And let me check.
If we were playing the new Marvel role-playing game, that would be like a super success. Oh no, that's a 616, not a 611.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah.
All right.
My
Yeah.
bad. Never mind.
Oh, I'm just glad that the new Marvel game got mentioned by somebody.
Yeah. So Ornis, she's a singer. Is she like what kind of place does she sing at?
I think she plays like a mixture of. Yeah, I like the idea that Ornis is part of a grungy punk kind of band, and so she plays a lot of dive bars, but every once in a while randomly opens for some pop group because she's pretty.
Yeah.
That amuses me, and she hates those, but they pay like she could do 10 crap shows and 1 pop show and end up in the black.
Yeah, so I think this is her like doing some just talking a bit between songs about like, yeah, down with the empire and that sort of thing, and and that's just stirring up enough noise that it's your little your stuff is just ripples on the ocean. Think she has these she does these like political, not rants really, but she really gets into it, like between the songs. Some of the rest of the band aren't too happy with it. They think she's harsh. Now she's off again.
I like that.
Cool. So that was the crew action. Is there anyone who wants to indulge a vice, maybe?
Yes.
Yeah, I'd like to indulge a vice. Yeah. You guys go first.
Are you intending to gamble?
I'm intending to go to a pleasure den, to have a good smoke. Tycho, you want to go with me and I can fill you in?
Sure. That sounds fun. I haven't had a. This isn't a dive bar, right? We're going to someplace nice?
We're going to, yes, we're absolutely going to someplace nice. Those dive bars, we left those behind with the previous crew.
Yeah, that sounds great. I'm with you.
Now, I'm not going to make you indulge in a vice, of course,
But
because you're not very good, right? You don't have any stress really to alleviate.
I have 1 stress, but I also will get more stress if I don't do it. So I'm not going to do it, which means that stress
Yeah.
will go up. There we go. I'll just hang
Now-
out. I'm not going crazy.
I have functioning vice, so whenever I indulge my vice, I can adjust the outcome by 1 or 2, up or down, and
Oh,
an
that's
ally who
awesome.
joins me can do that as well.
Oh, that's
So-
tempting, but I don't
But
think.
you can't, right? Because if you were at 6, you could only get it to 4, and that'd still be too much.
Yeah, I could really overindulge. I could screw
Yeah.
myself hard. So I think I'm going to just.
You would be
I'll
screwing
enjoy-
yourself. You'd be screwing the game because you're going to choose something like we're going to get another like enemy after us, or our heat's going to go up, or whatever. It doesn't involve you.
Oh,
Don't forget overindulging affects the gang, not you.
Okay, that's true.
Or we could just narrate that, and I could go to a gambling den with Boko, right? You need to reduce your stress. Is that right, Boko? And then you could gain that benefit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
good with that.
I like that. That sounds good.
Okay, so then we'll have the scene, Tycho, where I just fill you in,
Mhm.
and I think this is over a nice good smoke and a nice, maybe a nice brandy snifter. This isn't at the Bantha. This is like a nice fancy place. But we chose this
Oh.
place specifically because rumors from 1314 at this place go down to 1313.
Mm.
So specifically, Vruvo would, it would sort of like his eyes and ears would know that we were there.
Nice.
That I
Do-
was there meeting with somebody.
Do I know this? Like, is that a thing where you brought me in on this is your plan,
Mm.
or am I just going to a nice place to?
We go to a nice place, and once we're there, I tell you, we came here because, and this is the background of Vruvo.
Nice.
Okay, thank you. Be ashamed
Cool.
to kill him.
So-
Sounds good.
Nice. I think I'd like to see some kind of role for that, like getting that information out there, making that setup work.
Yeah. So I think that would probably be Sway.
Sounds fair?
I'm gonna roll that. I'm not gonna push or anything, so let's see what it looks like.
That's a great.
That's
Nice.
boxcars.
Oh my god.
Wow. 2 crits in one session.
So
Wow.
if I may,
Mhm.
let's just put it this way. The focus is on me. They don't even notice Tycho, so Tycho's cover isn't
Mm.
blown in this
Nice.
in this information. Yeah.
Yeah, I think. Ooh, I think what actually happens is you're there with Tycho. You've told him about this plan that you're trying to set a trap for Vruvo by this whole thing and all the backstory. And I think just as you're leaving, or not as you're leaving, you see Vruvo go out of there. Like he's been there. It's not just that word has gotten back to him. He's actually seen you himself. And you see that the person he's been meeting with, who gets up to leave right after, is it's a hut. It's Agril Sudla, who is Skirbo's cousin. This is something you picked up on, and he's a prominent member of the Hut cartel on 1340.
Mm.
Question, is this the same gambling hall that I like to go to where Lustin is there as well? She's like a companion
Sure,
prostitute.
Sure,
type?
that sounds good.
Okay.
So actually, Tycho and I were at like a nice bar kind of place for a
Okay.
meeting. I
Okay.
think
Oh,
Boko and
oh.
I are about to head towards the gambling den. So that can be the gambling den if you want to go along with us.
Yeah,
I mean, the
it is for me.
gambling den can have a nice bar. It could be the same place. I mean, if you want it to be separate places, we can do that.
Yeah, I'm good with whatever.
Cool. Then I think we'll make it the same place. It's like they have a nice lounge area with a bar and that sort of thing, and then they have a gambling area where there's more. Things are a bit. It's still nice and friendly, but yeah. And Lustin hangs out in this place as well.
Okay. Then if I may, so I was going to go up and spend time with Lustin. I'm imagining going upstairs and there's like a lookout balcony kind of thing. And right before I'm about to knock on the door, or maybe she's standing in front of the door and she's welcoming in, like something maybe the force. I take a look and I see this Vruvo leaving. And I turn around and I start heading out of the building too. My hand on my revolver.
Yeah. So what you see is Ruvo. There's a couple of guys who's been hanging around outside, and they all three of them, they hop onto their speeder bikes and they're heading for the docks.
So Ruvo's on a bike as well.
And you can have some sort of vehicle here if you want to follow them.
Yeah, let's do that. I was imagining like a conversation in an alley, but like I like this better. This is ramping things up more and more.
Yeah, because he's not hanging around. He's just right out of there.
Actually, I think I want to do. I'm thinking about doing that, but then I guess I see the hut, and I take my hand off my revolver, and I want to go have a conversation with her, him, them,
Him. Yeah.
him. Okay. I don't have to play that out right now. I just wanted to get some narration in before we move any further forward. So.
Sure.
Okay.
Like since Bade was here to do this setup for Ruvo, that worked. Ruvo now has this idea about you meeting with people that you wanted to get to him, if I understood it correctly. Did you want to clarify that, Stephen?
So my intention was actually to keep Ruvo, keep his attention, and to keep his attention on me.
Yeah.
So that Boko and the rest of the group could potentially either do the hit or Boko could get the healing that he needed. Yeah.
Cool. So I think this means that Ruvo is going to be, because he spotted you, he's going to be focused on you. So if he has any information here or he has any pull here, it's going to be focused on you and not on the rest of the crew.
Okay.
Does that seem fair to what you were doing?
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Cool. So you were here to do that. You have Tycho with you. You were going gambling with Boko and maybe Val as well, if you're all here. So do we want to do that role and then talk to the hut, or how do you want to do that? Or do we skip the talk with the hut for now and deal with that later?
Actually, I think the best thing I could do is just get the huts, like information about the huts, that I can go talk to them later and then get back to the gang. So I'll just assume that, I see them zooming off. I look at the motorcycle. I got my hand on my revolver. Like I could take a shot. I could just try to make it happen now. But I just talked about not doing things on our own. So I'll step back and I see the hut and like, I don't know, do huts have like crests or anything like that, or something I could use to track down who that is? Or I'll just ask somebody in the gambling hall. Actually, I'll ask Lustin. I'll ask Lustin. She knows everything. So yeah.
Yeah, I think you just recognize this hut because you've been around here for a while now, and he's one of the important huts in the hut cartel.
Oh, cool.
And you're butting up against hut cartel territory. So
but also the one of the huts is who Bria was trying to make happy with people coming into prison, right? Like she was making it so that
that's Skirbo. Yeah.
Yes, with Skirbo. So
that's Skirbo, and this is Skirbo's cousin. So they're related.
Okay.
But they're not. If they're with the cartel, they're not friendly, right?
Yeah, Skirbo he's doing his own thing. He's not part of the hut cartel. And the Hut Cartel on 1313 and 1314, like they're working together, but they're not like a single organization. They're like different, yeah, whatever you'd call it. It's like they're both the mob, but they're in different cities. So
Mhm.
yeah.
Got it. Okay. All right. Well, head back in then.
Cool. So I think mechanically, let's do the indulge vice. So we've dealt with that, and then we can. So I think at this point, if like Bade is okay with Val coming along, I think you can also take part in this, which means you have the advantage of using Bade's special ability. But that still costs you a downtime activity to indulge your vice. But
Sure,
if you want to do that, this is a good time for it.
Okay.
Because you'll be safe from overindulgence.
I'll do my roll first. Got a 5, a 3, and a 3. I needed 4, so I can knock that 5 down to a 4, or does it have to be
Yep.
my 2? Okay,
Nope. It's 1 or 2 up or down.
got it.
Nice.
It's really good. Yeah. So who's next to roll?
I'll go ahead. Ooh. 4 dice, 4 is highest. That's exactly what I needed.
Perfect.
Nice.
And I'll roll next, and I only get 3 dice. Is that right? Yes.
Yeah.
When I got a 2,
Ooh.
so I get to take 4 off.
Yeah, you needed more than that.
Yeah, it's fine.
So I figure maybe are you a little spooked by having spotted Ruvo up here on 1314?
Yeah, and I think, I'm actually a little bit more nervous here because, okay, I've got it. I'm a little bit nervous here because I want to make sure that Boko doesn't get seen here, because that would kind of defeat the whole purpose of the cover.
Yeah.
And I want to make sure Val doesn't get made. So that's why I don't think I was able to relieve as much stress. But I can take my second downtime action to relieve stress, and I'm going to go experience the showers that Val installed on the ship, because my other vice is pleasure. So
Nice.
I'm going to go take a nice luxurious shower after. Was it Cooley? Kiri. After
Kiri
Kiri's
Dipple.
got them all repaired and everything like that, and has them installed, then yeah, I'm gonna go take them for a test run,
Nice.
and I'll
You
and
got
I'll
this,
roll that.
If I remember correctly, Val has given you the run of his quarters. Like
That's true too. It would be the first time you've come out of that shower on screen, even.
True. And did you have something else, Val?
I was just gonna say it's one of those like translucent walls and steam in the right places kinds of things.
Yeah.
And that time I got a 5, which I'll roll down to a 4 and clear out my stress.
Nice.
Or roll it, or bump it up to a 7. No. Okay. Do you have any stress left? You don't. Okay.
I don't.
I'm at Boko, but yeah. Okay. Well, maybe my special ability will do something in the future.
It will help Boko take his healing clock.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. It's just something that doesn't bother you because of your tough character.
Yeah, I'm tough as nails.
Yeah, but it's
Well,
still you still don't want to have all those injuries because they
They'll suck
upgrade
up.
if you
Oh,
get
that's
too
true.
many. So
Yeah.
it's still
Cool.
good to get rid of them.
Yeah. Just a little shift.
Nice. So Tycho, do you have any downtime stuff you want to do?
That is a great question. I was just looking over options. I feel like new guy that he is, he should probably train. And our smugglers we have bennies across all,
Mhm.
which is great. It's a good place to work. So I will train in his resolve. I think he has some chance cubes, and he's practicing making them move with his mind.
Ooh.
I'm probably not going to raise a tune because it's already a 3, but I kind of like the idea of him throwing chance cubes and then just like as everybody do it all there, like he's just kind of doing the thing and moving, trying to move a chance cube. So I think that's what we see Tycho
Nice.
Baron doing.
Cool. Yeah. So, Fritzy, are you going to tell anyone about about the dressing down you got, or are you going to like impart that information without telling them what happened, or are you just going to try to steer things from within the shadows without letting anyone know?
Oh no, I'm absolutely telling Bade specifically, I think. Whenever Bade gets back from all the festivities. I don't think Tritsy doesn't need to do anything, right? Oh, Tritsy's pretty stressed, actually. Maybe. Well, they probably don't want to take a shower together yet.
I mean, you
Um,
could have like
like a spa day.
it does, yeah, exactly. It doesn't have to be anything sexual or
Yeah.
sexually charged even. It could just be you're I
Yeah.
mean you work together, but you're friends, you're hanging
Yeah,
out.
if it's okay
you're
with
trying
Bade,
out these new showers, that's okay.
spa day with Tritsy would be fun.
Everybody
Like a-
loves having fun with Bade.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
What am I rolling for that then? I'm rolling.
I think in this case, I think this is a mani-pedi kind of thing.
Yeah,
After
yeah.
Bade gets out of the shower, we're taking turns like finishing our
Do our
nails and
nail,
everything.
polish my horns. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm rolling 2 dice for that.
Yeah.
That's 3. And I can use your ability to bump that up to 5. Is that right?
You can.
Amazing. Great. I think while we're doing that, I think she's still kind of shaken and a little bit reserved at first, but as we kind of relax into it, she starts opening up a little bit and saying, look, I think I'd tell her the whole thing, like with the gun and the hand and the shooting and everything.
So why were you meeting with House Niromal?
So I'm supposed to be keeping an eye on you guys. Right?
Did we know this?
Yeah, because they're the patron, and
Okay.
that's why I came on. I'm like, I
Okay.
was like the attaché or whatever. Like I'm supposed to be keeping an eye on y'all to make sure you're doing their job for them, because you're under their patronage.
Yeah.
And what was his name? Poor guy. Zorak was one of them, and she just put a hole in his face like it was nothing.
Well,
because we did a good job, I thought. And the rest of my crew, they've been with me for a long time. They're not Niromal folks. And you're the gun and I'm the hand. And if I wanted to be someone's hand, I would have stayed with my family.
So now we know where we stand.
Yeah.
And we know what we should be doing.
Oh yeah, we should. Yeah. So we should be. Wait, what are you saying we should be doing?
What are you agreeing to?
I was thinking, fuck House Niromal. Is that
I
what you
was
were thinking?
No, I was
Oh,
thinking that we don't let Nirmal, we continue to take Nirmal for all that they have. We just don't tell them if we take any side jobs, and we make sure they don't find out.
I agree with that part. Since we got a good friend in Gilosh, though, they're traditionalists. I mean, we're a bunch of crooks. Niramal's a bunch of crooks. We get along, but I don't feel like Lon would shoot someone in the face for doing a job for him.
Well,
We
that's
should
where you
maybe
and I.
talk. Yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I figure you're the ranking member of this crew, so you're kind of in charge, right? Maybe we shouldn't be working for now, Niramal.
So I see where you're coming from, and I hope you see where we're coming from. I think we're coming from the same direction, just with different sources. The devil you know is better than the devil you don't. I know scumbags, and I'm not surprised that a scumbag would shoot another scumbag in the face. You come from nobles, and you believe that the nobles in House Gilosh would stand behind us, and I don't trust them. I don't trust them. I don't trust the Imperials.
Oh yeah,
They switched.
I don't trust any of them.
Yeah. So I don't trust the scumbags in House Niromal, but I think I've got more in common with them, so I know how they work. So you're right. I think what we need to do. Why did you come to just me with this? Why didn't we talk to everyone?
I figured you're in charge, so if we were going to make a move, you would be the one that would, smooth things over with everyone.
Good. Okay, so I think that what we'll do is we'll talk. Do you mind that your involvement is public?
No, not at all. No.
Yeah. Okay, so I think what we'll do is we'll talk with everyone and fill everyone in on where we are. Everyone in charge, like the thugs and all that kind of stuff don't need to know, but like Val and Tycho and Boko, they should all know what's going on, and we'll just lay it out for them and see which tack they want to take, whether or not they want to switch over to House Galosh or stay with House Niromal. I have an idea that I'll propose to everybody whenever we get back together and talk about it. But yeah,
Okay.
I mean, Tritzy, good job. It sucks that someone on the crew got whacked, but it was kind of.
I thought it was going to be me, and he was kind of a dick, but he was part of my crew. And how would you feel if someone shot one of your guys in front of you?
We'd be headed right there, right?
Right.
But was he really one of your crew, or was he like a substitute teacher?
He was in the crew. He was part of the crew. He came from Niromal, but he was my responsibility.
Well, I think it's a good lesson in two ways. Maybe his job, probably his job was to watch you and make sure that you did the right thing. And your job is to watch us and make sure we do the right thing. So
I'm not where I know that you all are doing the right thing, which is causing trouble and making money. And I'm all for that. As long as Niromal believes that we're doing the right thing for them, I'm fine with that too. I'm just not anybody's hand.
Yeah.
And if I get a chance to shoot that bitch in the face, I will.
Good. Okay. Yeah. We might see if we can work that out. So.
No time soon.
So yeah, I think the next
things happen. No time soon, but
I think that's how we kind of lay things out. Is at some point when we all get back together, we'll lay out this is what's going on, and see what we can do about it.
You're good. I trust you. You're one of the few people that I do trust.
And I think, Bade says, I know. And you can kind of
Because I know
see,
where we stand.
yeah. And I think Bade, you get this feeling of
Yeah.
either Bade believes you or Bade, knows that you're the kind of person who would say that just to make Bade believe you. So
Yeah.
it's, nesting. Yeah. So
Yeah. Yeah. It's like you don't pretend to be someone that you're not. Like I have experience with that on both sides. So thanks for being who you are.
but I wouldn't say that too loudly in front of Boko.
Say what?
Pretending to be, I wouldn't say anything about people pretending not to be pretending to be who they are. Because Boko
Yeah.
used to be a cop, right?
That guy seems really intense. What's up with him?
Well, you've been around a long time. You've been around a long time. You'd be intense too. And, you got to give some respect for someone who's alive for so long. But, Boko used to be a cop. So, he was a cop, pretended to be something else. And now he's a gangster. Sometimes he pretends to be a cop. So just
But
don't.
he's not a. Should we keep an eye on him?
No. He's proven himself 10 times over. But you don't want to mouth off in front of him and say, anything about pretending to be someone else, because he might take offense and you might get shot in the face.
No promises. Not mouthing off is not one of my strong suits.
Okay.
Point taken.
Cool. I think we should take another break. Yeah. So do we want to do some in-character talk about what you're going to do moving forward, or do we want to do that out of character and just settle it that way? I'm fine with either.
I'm also fine with either.
Yeah, either way's good with me.
We could start slightly out of character and then like jump into conversations if we want.
Cool. That sounds good.
Okay. Where's your head at? Just checking in.
Get it either way.
Cool. Because I feel like we have some in-character tension stuff that maybe will come up, and I'm not sure if we should do that right away, or but let's start out of character and figure out kind of what we're doing, and then maybe jump into character.
Yeah. So Bade will start with the explanation. And anytime if something comes up and it's like, oh, at this point I'm going to step in and say, get in your face about it, then yeah, then we'll drop into character, and that sounds good. So Bade will come back with Tritsy, gather Tycho and Val and Boko, and say, okay, here's the deal. I think our first priority is to take care of Vruvo, because we don't want Vruvo out there gunning for us, and he's up here looking for us right now. So I think that's a big priority. But next on the list is, and something we should all know about, is House Niromal isn't real happy with us. We paid him for our job that we did with House Galosh, gave him a cut, but they didn't like the influence that House Galosh gained from that. And turned out, as we expected, they'd put a couple of moles in place to watch us, and they realized they weren't doing a good job, so they killed him. His name is, oh, he's gone. I think he got moved.
Moz.
Yeah. So
Zorik
Moz was taken out, and I think it was a message to us that we needed to do what House Niromal said. So there's a couple of ways to go about this, and we can all talk about it, but I just wanted to make sure we were all on the same page. Val?
Please continue.
Someone takes out one of the crew. Typically we'd make them pay for it. In this case, we worked really hard to get in with House Niromal. It could be that we just continue to do what we want and make sure Niromal doesn't hear about it. It could also be that we take what we just did with House Galosh, and they trust us, and we make sure that they come up on the short end of the stick, that they are weakened due to their interaction. And we do this to make us look better through House Niromal. And then another option is just to move over to House Galosh, because they're happy with us right now. So that's everything I've got.
Trixie, may I ask you a question?
Of course.
This, sorry, what, out of character, what's the person's name, the contact you were speaking with at the very first scene?
Keeble.
Keeble,
Yeah.
yeah.
Keeble, like Evil Knievel Keeble?
Yeah. Yeah.
Keeble. All right. Do you consider Keeble to be intelligent, capable of making plans, scheming?
Yes. Absolutely. She would not be where she was if she was not.
Do you think that this was a deliberate attempt to provoke us so that we would do something that the house doesn't like, and then we could stop being connected to the house because she doesn't want it to be that way for some reason?
That was not the impression I got. I feel like the knives are a valuable resource, and then she was just making a show of force.
We do have leverage on Keeble because it's her daughter that we helped out.
Yeah.
So I think that, to be honest, Trixie, I think that's why Trixie's still alive, is because, they need us. They'd have to make another route for these drugs to come up, and we're still the easiest way for them to do that.
So what Val was thinking about with all of this is that if Keeble was possibly taking actions that the family wouldn't want, as in provoking us to do something violent, then maybe we go above Keeble and let them know what Keeble's doing, and then, after a long time, after all that gets dealt with, then we do something violent to make up for the loss of our gang member. But
I love whenever you say that. I think Bade doesn't, you get this look that she doesn't quite comprehend these house politics that you're talking about.
right,
Trixie gets it right away. Bade is kind of like, you're speaking a slightly different language.
Right.
On the street we just hit. And
Right.
I think you recognize that. Yeah.
Gotcha. But all that being said, Trixie, you think that Keeble's in alignment with, or in distinct power with, her family?
I think the situation with her daughter may be personal. I think what she's doing is in line with what the family wants. There may be some leverage there if we knew someone higher up, if we knew there was another name somewhere, if we knew someone else.
But if you, but what you're saying is that Keeble and Niromal act as one. Therefore, Keeble and Niromal wanted to kill one of our gang members.
Yes.
I don't want to work with Niromal if they want to kill our gang members. Actually, when I say gang members, think of the word brethren or something like that.
Yeah.
So, like one of ours. If they're in alignment, then Niromal and Keeble both have that little regard for our brethren. Therefore, if we continue to work with them, they're going to continue to have that disregard.
Exactly my thought. I think this is out of character with the house, and if they would do that to one of their own, I don't want to think about what they would do to one of us.
So it's out of character for the house. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to.
It's not out of character for the house.
Not the character. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So to jump in here just a little bit, I think Tritzy will understand, and possibly Val as well. Val has a noble background. I don't remember, is Tycho?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think
Baron.
at least because Val is from Alderaan. I don't know where is Tycho from, Coruscant or from somewhere else.
He's my cousin, right?
It's Bria's
Oh,
cousin.
yeah.
Bree's cousin. I'm sorry.
His cousin. Yeah.
Yeah,
And so I
Bria's
think he's a
cousin, and Bria
Mando.
is also from Alderaan. So yeah.
Oh, right. Because most of Bria's family got killed, and then some of us got mandoed. So
Yeah.
Tycho's ex-mando. Okay.
So I think Tritzy will definitely get this, and maybe Tycho and Val, depending on just how intense like politics were in the parts of the Alderaanian nobility you were involved with. But Tritzy will get that Kiva, she considered Moz her employee.
Yeah.
She doesn't understand the whole gang family thing. This was he was a servant. He didn't fulfill his job. She disposed of him. That was that's her view.
Right.
She doesn't care if you consider him part of your crew. You too are an employee of hers.
Yeah.
The whole
Even
gang
less
is
important
like
than he was.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a different mindset. They're involved with organized crime, but they're not like the street level criminals. They employ people like you to do their dirty work. So it's a different mindset, and it's one that you definitely recognize. I don't know about Val and Tycho, but possibly.
Right. But
Yeah, I think-
I'll finish
I
it
think
out with
Tycho
one.
gets it.
Yeah, I'll just finish it out with like, this is the exact same attitude that destroyed Alderaan, right? The servants weren't doing what the kings wanted to be done. Anyway, for him, it becomes very personal when we're being treated as like servants who aren't in line.
So,
Exactly.
From what Bade has to say, what you get is Bade wasn't certain that Zorik Maz was part of the crew. Zorik Maz was sort of like an implant, and I'm not sure because he wasn't around that long. And
Oh, he came with my crew, so I think he was part of
he
like
came in
the
with
folks
Tritzy.
under me.
okay, so he came in with Tritzy.
Yeah.
So he's been around as long as any of the rest of you.
Yeah.
But I think whenever it became clear, to a certain extent, she says, well, Zorik was there to watch on us. And if any of you had been doing that, then maybe you're not part of us. Maybe you have a different priority. Does that make sense?
Mm.
Yeah, okay.
I get the idea that she wouldn't have killed him if she didn't have somebody watching us.
I think that's supposed to be me now. I think she thinks that she intimidated me into being the new him. And I gave her reason to believe that.
They were more closely yours than ours, Trixie. What do you want to happen?
I don't like being told what to do. And I don't like being expendable like that. I don't necessarily think that we are in a position or that the gang needs to strike back at them. I don't think it is in our long-term interest to work for someone like that. The other houses, I mean, nobles are nobles. We are beneath their notice, and they would probably discard us if they needed to. But Niromal seems unnecessarily harsh in that respect.
Well, Trissy, you're the expert here. I would posit that we are not even vassals to them. And the idea of the next house treating us any better, probably not likely.
I think Bade made a good point. The devil that you know. We know where we stand with them. And at least for now, she believes that I'm watching the gang. And I'll report to her if anything happens. And I want to let you all know that that is not the case. But it'll be useful for me to let her keep thinking that. And we can do what we like in the meantime.
Well, there's some things we should probably feed back through you to her to make sure it looks like you're doing a good job. You know, the usual kind of stuff. Maybe a little heavy-handed on the on the till, or what they'd expect.
Yeah.
Good.
So Val says, well, so let me just check in as a player. Like, one of the reasons we're doing all these jobs is because we're trying to get enough creds to do the job, which will get Bria out of jail, out of the cube, right? Like, that's our big time goal. All right. So Val then proposes that our next big job is to take all the money we need from Niromal, get Bria out, and get the F out of Coruscant.
And go where?
Not their jails.
Anywhere but Coruscant.
There's a big galaxy out there. There's actually more than one. So. But you're saying, Trixie, that no current reprisal should occur. Am I understand?
I don't think so. I think if we continue our relationship with Gilash, I mean, I wouldn't be sad if power tipped in their direction. But
is there any family
that's above my pay grade.
Are there any family members that we should inform?
From Gilash? No, I think business as usual. If something comes up, we'll deal with it as it comes up.
I'm bringing this up just to, because you haven't discussed it. She also wanted you to break up the alliance between the rebels and the House Gilash.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that.
Have you mentioned that?
Not Gilash, the guy that got shot in the face. Is there any family members we need to inform about?
That? I don't know about any family if it is.
Sorry, the names I blank every time. So.
I know there's a lot of things.
Right.
So part of the job is we're supposed to split up Gilash and the Rebel Alliance, because actually I think the intent is we're supposed to make Gilash look bad.
Yeah.
Like reduce their power. And it wouldn't take too much to reduce their reputation by simply saying they'll switch to whoever's in charge. So you can't trust them. Another thing that we have with Gilash, we know we have a weak member who doesn't understand the streets in Lawn. However, we also know that we have a potential informant in his driver, Beitor Brosho. So we have that introduction there. If we want to lean on somebody within House Gilash, it's an option.
This is also, I think, a time where you could flash back to having recorded the whole meeting between Lan and theologue.
Oh, what if the Imperials got a hold of that? The Imperials are in charge right now.
Hmm.
If they got a hold of that, number one, Lon would be out. And House Gilosh would definitely lose face. Interesting.
It's not unlikely that there would it would be somewhere between them losing a lot of access and a complete purge, depending on exactly how the Imperials react to that.
I think Tritsy is more interested in doing something ineffective for them that like makes it look like we're moving in that direction, but like won't actually hurt Gilash just out of spite.
Tritsy, another thing you could do to bolster your relationship with Niromal, if you wanted, to make sure they think you're on their side, is you could provide a recording to them and let them do with it what they want. That would not help Gilosh. That would hurt Gilosh quite a bit because Niromal would go after them pretty heavily.
Yeah.
But it might help Tritsy.
What if we give them a recording, but it is doctored, so it doesn't actually hurt Gilash? So it looks like we're giving them good information, but it fucks Niromal.
So what if we give them not doctored but edited information that basically is talking about how Gilosh, it's all the hate stuff they say about the Imperials, but not who they're talking to.
Right.
Yeah. It's an option.
Yeah. Again, not going to make us any money.
Tycho, haven't heard from you in a while.
So there's the space donut shop that needs some help.
I could go.
That
for some
sounds like a
space
job.
donuts.
Yeah.
Out of character, it feels like we've got generally a plan for a way to make it look like we're doing what Niromal wants, but it doesn't feel like a job.
Yeah.
It's almost like maybe a die roll, and we can.
Or some downtime actions,
Yeah, true. It totally could be a downtime action.
cooking the books or whatever.
Book 'em up.
Yeah, doctoring a recording could be acquire an asset.
So cool.
Cool.
Yeah, Tycho's reaction is, this is house politics, whatever way we want to go. Tycho's also got the short timer mentality of like the person who's turned in their 2-week notice. Oh, we already talking about leaving Coruscant? Sounds good to me. Yeah. Let's get Bree and get out.
But I think whenever y'all talk about that, whenever you talk about leaving Coruscant, getting Bria out, Bade's excited. Leaving Coruscant, Bade's has trouble wrapping her brain around that. You're like,
same.
Do what?
Like this is all like I'm comfortable here.
Yeah, and it's also, again, I know I keep harping on about this, but Coruscant is so huge. It's like there's trillions of people on Coruscant. There's like a continent on every level. It's just yeah, it's massive. So you can, like, why would you need to go outside of Coruscant is the mentality of many on Coruscant. Like you can go up 2 levels and it's a different world. So why go to a different world? Like yeah.
And just so we're clear, Rich understands that the thing that Val has proposed is like ending our game. Rich understands that. And so while it's a goal, is it a goal? Or is it a like our epilogues? Yeah, all of a sudden that happened. I don't know. So I'm not pressing
Thank you
hard.
for pointing that out. I mean, to address that a bit, that could, I mean, whether you would need to leave Coruscant, that would be depending on the situation. That could be a reasonable way to resolve your
Right.
problems. But so could moving 2 levels up, like
When I
or-
reduce
or
heat,
just-
I reduce heat.
Sub-Zero.
But for Val, like he wants to take Bria away from all of this mess.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
So leaving Coruscant is like step 2,
Mhm,
you
mhm.
know.
Step 3, profit.
Find his
Step
underwear.
3, the
And
question
of course,
mark.
the other option is, of course, we could all fail to, to get off of Coruscant, and then we all start playing like other gang members like Zeta and stuff.
True.
So
So,
I
yeah.
propose we do a protection racket for this donut shop.
I think donut shop is step 3. Like first step is get Ruvo off of our case. Step 2 is handle House Niromal and Galash, and then step 3 is donut shop. Unless you think
Yeah.
the donut shop, Tycho, do you think the donut
No,
shop?
no,
can
I'm
help
not
us with
pushing hard on
Ruvo?
Donut Shop. No, Rufo seems, out of respect to Boko, let's do that. Let's do that first. Also, it seems dangerous to me, so I agree to
Yeah,
it.
seems dangerous to everyone. And I think Boko also has did you tell him about the hut conversation that you saw?
I know I saw it. Did anybody else see it, or was it just me?
I think you saw the conversation. I saw Ruvo leaving.
Yeah. So Vruvo was there to talk to the Huts, the cartel.
Yeah, I think that
And-
sets off Boko's paranoia even more because the Huts were the ones that had his brother killed, and now they're probably coming after him, and they're probably using Vruvo as a weapon. So he's like full on tinfoil right now.
Yeah, I think you're in the middle of this discussion. I assume you're in one of these back rooms that that we've established you have at Bantha. And this is when, let me see, who would be. I think it's Esnada. She's kind of the ranking member of the gang. So she's the one who would like go in and interrupt you. So she knocks on the door. And well, I assume you let her in, and she says, "There's a Hut here who wants to talk to you." And we'll
Boko's
continue
hand
that next
immediately
session.
on pistols.
So let's do some XP.
Were there downtime actions that were just going to
I'm-
be training and stuff?
I'm gonna
Oh
train.
yeah, Trixie had one.
Yeah. If anyone wants to just check off some downtime,
Yeah.
I don't think I can. I don't think both your downtime actions can be trained, right?
No, you have to do something.
They can't train the same thing. They can train
you
different.
can train. Yeah, you can train the same thing.
Oh.
But you can train twice.
Yeah.
But you can't train
Can
like
you-
resolve twice. You have
Can
to,
you take the train to the training depot? Yeah.
Train
that's-
leaves
that's
Coruscant.
bad. All right.
Yeah, I watched a bit of Police Squad that someone linked to on YouTube, and it's this. Yeah,
No one Police Squad joke is incredible. Well, Airplane had a lot of incredible jokes, but there's so much happening in Police Squad
Yeah,
that something is
Yeah.
going to make you laugh.
and this one they were doing like the who's on first thing. It was like, yeah, twice. No, I shot him twice. I know I
Oh, I
shot
love
twice, and yeah.
Oh, so good. Police Squad.
Anyway.
So good.
Yeah, so Tycho, Val, and Trixie still have one downtime activity each.
Tycho, I'll just burn the second one for train so we can move on.
Cool.
Also, I'm way behind, so there you
Yeah,
go.
Trixie's
train.
just going to train resolve.
Val, you know, if you don't know what you want to do, then
Yeah, you know,
we'll-
I'm gonna try to get that healer thing so that we can
Yeah,
start
cool.
doing that in-house.
Cool. So you're training your personal thing or whatever.
Yep.
It's called.
Yep.
Cool. All the downtime activities. Yeah. Let's do XP for the gang. You did not do an operation this session. I think you contended with challenges above your current station because you're dealing with this house stuff and the Imperials and that sort of
Twice
thing.
maybe
Yeah.
with that and with huts.
Yeah. So I think that one's twice. Did you bolster your crew's reputation or develop a new one? Your reputations currently are daring and loyal. You didn't do a lot of outward stuff, but this could be like within the gang as well.
I think there was a lot of conversation around loyalty.
Yeah.
A lot. Maybe not two, because it was all
One,
the extended version of the same conversation, but still, I think it was an important part of this episode.
Well, there was the, you know, what do we want to do whenever Boko comes back, and how are we going to handle Boko? That's loyalty. And then there's also the loyalty among the houses, the noble houses.
Yeah. I think that's good for one. I think the rest falls in under the last one. Express the goals, drives, inner conflict, or essential nature of the crew, and you definitely hit that one.
So much.
You hit it more, but you only get XP for 2. So that means you get a new advance and you roll over 1 XP. So until this point, you kind of had a plan for various advances you wanted to take. You don't have the sense that you're that intent or anything right now.
Renegades might be good for the new characters. Just drop another point on stuffing.
Yeah, that's +1 tick in finesse, prowl, or skirmish.
What do y'all think?
Yeah, I'm good with that. The only other thing is we were starting to push our, what's it called? The area, the
holdings.
The holdings. And I think we have a cantina turf, thank you. Cantina and warehouse. And I think what we talked about was possibly adding in the donut shop at some point as one of those.
Yeah.
So
as a cover operation,
Yeah, but you don't get those through advances. That's either through missions or other like story stuff. So you can't just buy them mechanically.
I just realized that if you check the box, it blacks out the whole turf, and that's just amazing. Thank you. You're so clever.
So we definitely did. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Well, yes, I concur, Rich. Like when you feel like you've actually clicked something like in a video game and it's there, you're just like, yeah.
This is the master. I say hold off on Space Donut Shop. We can do that when we've actually met the Space Donut owner and had Space Donut fun with Space Cats. By the way, you guys have seen the cool Space Cat pictures in the Space Donut Shop. I know you are cat people, so I just want to point that out.
I would say that I don't think the donut shop works quite as a cover operation, because this would have to be something that, we have this huge, massive ship. Are you delivering donuts or what's the...
It's a very popular donut shop.
Yeah, but it could work as a side business, which is another one of the whole.
And we don't have to. Like, we've got a mission with the Space Donut Shop, so that tickles my funny bone. Makes me
could be a vice stand donuts or
it could be
special donuts.
So Renegades was mentioned. That's +1 to finesse, prowl, or skirmish for everyone, up to a max of 3. I don't think anyone has 3 in all of those, so that definitely an option. You haven't like part of the family doesn't really feel appropriate for how you've been using your vehicles. reverse, you haven't really used the ship that way, you could still get it. Otherwise, you could up the quality of some of your stuff, like documents, gear, implements, supplies, tools, weapons. That means they count as one tier higher. So it could help if you're going up against some tier 4, let's say just randomly a tier 4 Black Sun assassin. Maybe you want tier 4 weapons or that sort of thing.
It's a mighty fine idea.
I like that.
So if you do take checks down there, you get 2 of them for 1 advance. So you could take, yeah, whatever you want stuff down there.
Well, I like the
Workshop
idea.
could work as well, since you now have Gert who has access to a workshop. Yeah, sorry.
I was going to say, I like the idea of what you were talking about is, with the new characters, helping them get more ticks. I think that's good.
Cool. And then hit up the quality next.
Yeah, I would say like it make our vault bigger and
Yeah.
Weapons. That would be where I would go.
Agreed. Yeah. Awesome.
Cool. So did you want Renegades or did you want the other improvements?
I think we're going for Renegades first. Is that right?
Yeah.
Cool. I'll check off Renegades. That means all of the PCs get +1 to finesse, prowler, skirmish, and that just pick one of the boxes, and it's to a max of 3. So if you're already high, you don't get it. But instead, I don't think anyone 3 in all of those.
I have 0 in finesse. Ooh, that's piloting. I think I need to actually get a finesse.
Well, I'm gonna put up. No, I can't do that.
My screen was like, I should get a finesse, and then Prowl gets a tick, and I'm like, what?
Cool. So that's the crew XP. I'll go through the characters in character keeper order to reduce the risk of missing anyone. So Bade is first. Did you address a challenge with theft or guile?
So I'm trying to think back of what we actually did. So not with theft. I don't think I actually stole anything that was significant, but maybe guile, and definitely not guile in dealing with Boko. Maybe guile in dealing with House Niromal, saying, hey, we could do all of these different things. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that seems fair. Did you express your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background?
So I think definitely, I think I did with the discussion that we've had about, like, there were several things like, hey, are you going to, just back up Boko? It's like, yeah, I'm just going to back up Boko, as well as, the, hey, let's go off planet, or let's do this noble thing. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Yeah. So yeah, I think that I think I hit that once.
Cool. I kind of think you hit it twice, because you also had the discussion about, do you hit back at House Niromal for whacking one of your guys, that sort of thing. I think Bade was very much part of those discussions.
Okay.
Did you struggle with issues from your vice or trauma?
I think our vice stuff all went off great. I think that was awesome.
Yeah.
My trauma's unstable. I don't think so. The only thing I might work in would be whenever the gang member came up and was like, "We're with you, Bade," and I was like, "Here, let me see if I can break your finger." But I don't think that was quite unstable. I think that was just putting everybody in their place. So I don't think so.
Cool. That's 3 for you then.
Okay.
Boko, did you address a challenge with tracking or violence?
I don't think so.
No, I don't think so either. You didn't really get the opportunity.
Yeah.
Did you express your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background?
I believe I did. Yes. Definitely connections with the underworld, if nothing else.
Yeah, yeah. Once.
I think I feel like if I had been more connected with the gang stuff, maybe twice, but I think just once. If I had been like come back and be like, hey, you're a family, you need to help me out, that would probably be another one. But I was just like, I'm gonna go get that guy.
Cool. But I do think you struggled with issues from your vice or trauma.
Yeah, I think I got paranoid and reckless in there. Makes up for it.
Yeah, I think all of those together, I think that's 3 for you.
Yeah, sounds right.
So let's go to a completely different player who plays Trixie. Did you address a challenge with technical skill or influence?
Influence maybe with the talking over the house stuff. Not sure if I addressed the challenge with that though.
Yeah, that's my.
I think that was more. Yeah, I don't know that I did.
Okay, well, wait. You walked in to talk to House Niromal. They blew the other guy away, and you were there in the middle of it. I think that might be.
Yeah, I'll take it. Yeah, I'll take.
Yeah,
I'll take one for that.
Yeah. I'm not going to say no to that. Did you express your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background?
Absolutely, yeah. On both counts, I think.
Yeah, I think so too. Did you struggle with issues from your vice or trauma?
Didn't struggle with any vices. I don't know if her reaction was soft enough to consider that a struggle. I don't think so, because I think she sort of came back a little bit prickly on it. So I don't think that counts as trauma.
Yeah, I think if you had really just folded
agreed,
and just gone along with it instead of no, screw this, then I think that would have counted. But yeah,
cool.
So that's 3 total for you. Well,
awesome.
Val, did you address a challenge with patience or by putting others' needs ahead of your own?
Well, definitely patience when it came to calming Boko down. So there was that.
I think you were. I mean, you've been very deferential to Bade, like, or at least going along with what Bade wants for the good of the crew, like
installing that shower and all that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
But also, I think like I could have easily have jumped on a speeder and gone off after him, and that would have not been the best for the group. So I think that's also, I don't know. Anyway, I know I at least get the one with the talking Boko down. I was very patient with that.
Yeah, I think you should get 2 for that one, because like installing a shower when you're possibly the leader of the crew is kind of just to keep the peace. I feel like that's that you count. Did you express your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background?
Well, my drive of getting Bria out came up.
Yeah.
And I talked about how treating us like servants and killing us is like what happened to Alderaan. So that's my background. So there's 2 there.
Yeah, that seems fair. Did you struggle with issues from your vice or trauma?
Well, I did struggle. Or was that just in my head?
No, you talked to, when you talked to Carl, the Agnaut, you brought up how like you didn't want to be that kind of.
Yes, that was what I was thinking of. Yeah, right. That would be one of them. The other thing was that if just, I mean, it's not going to count as a point, but Boko, if you had taken one more action towards like, I'm not going to take your help, I'm leaving, I was going to grab one of your wounds and be like, you're staying here. So you, like it almost came up. But you calmed down at the last moment for me. I had a little tick, a little clock going in my head, and I was like, all right. So I think that's 5.
Yeah, yeah. That seems right. So Tycho, did you address a challenge with charm or recklessness?
I don't think so. I think Tycho mostly hung in the back.
Well, you charmed that when that woman came up to ask you about the job,
Ornis,
right?
I think you were I think you smoothed that over pretty well with
Okay.
You got her to
Alright.
pay you, right? Like she wanted you to do it for free. You got paid for it.
Oh yeah, I was thinking that was more like him being cold to her emotional appeal, but you know, if he wanted to say is charming instead,
It's a certain kind of charm, I guess.
Right. A cold charm.
It's starting to rain here. I just have to close the window so I can hear what you're saying. Yeah, did you express your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background?
we definitely played into the noble background and talking about we're not even vassals. I think that was a pretty strong part of Tycho's argument, and then his motivation of, yeah, we just leave. We just leave. We just go. It's great. This place is terrible, you friends. Get on this ship and get the hell out.
Except for the
Let's get a
donuts.
nice shower.
Except for the donuts.
Except for the donuts. We only heard about the donuts. They could be not good. They could be like store-bought donuts for all we know.
Well, they are a store. So
Oh, true. And they are exactly store-bought donuts.
So get donuts, break out Bria, leave Coruscant. That's the plan.
well,
Cool.
I have
So-
to find Edema and my kids. Like that's
Oh,
still
my goodness.
on Val's mind. So
Yeah, I don't know what game system is Edema trying to find Bria's kid, but I'm gonna make somebody run that for me someday. Someday. Is that 1 XP then? We good with 1?
Sorry, yeah, 1 for the challenge with charm. I think I want to give you 2 for beliefs, drives, heritage, or background, because you did play into the noble stuff.
Okay.
And I think you did the other thing as well. Did you struggle with issues from your vice or trauma?
Well, if we're saying that I charmed, then here's my other thing with struggle up. I did not. I only trained twice, which means I took stress because I had a trauma. Does that count?
Nah, I don't think.
All right.
that's
All right.
right.
Just a mere
womp.
mere 3 XP. I'll take it.
Cool. I think that's all the XP stuff. So let's say goodbye to the internet and do stars and wishes offline.